Hey, everybody! Welcome to Evercast, the Evercade podcast. Crow and Pete, if I can't point. What's up, fellas?
Not much.
Yeah,
It's hot
a
here.
lot, but
It's-
nothing Evercade related.
Yeah, it's super hot here today. It's going to be like 27, 28 degrees, so like 90 Fahrenheit today.
Really? That hot? Here,
Yeah, it was that hot yesterday too. It was crazy.
it's going to be a high of 67 today.
Yeah. It's already right now at 8 in the morning, 60 degrees. I have to do the math. It's technically 15. So we do
Yeah,
the math
well-
is times 2 plus 30. So take your Celsius times 2 plus 30 and you're off by maybe 1 or 2 degrees.
Nice.
I just be like, hey, Alexa, what's this temperature?
Alexa sucks.
It's been cooler here with the rain, but yeah, it's been going up to like.
Calling for 29 degrees in the peg. Oh my gosh, you guys. It'll kill the mosquitoes anyway, Lloyd.
What's
There
the
you go, there
peg?
you go.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. I was going to guess that, but
Yeah.
That's what I was.
The
Yeah.
best Simpson episode ever is where to go into Canada to get cheap drugs.
yeah, that's
And
it.
on the
Back to
sign goes,
Winnipeg.
welcome to Winnipeg. We live here. What's your excuse?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the one where the kids took the guy fake driver's license and took the car, and they're driving next to the guy who's all mad at the kids. He's like, if I hear one more noise from you, it's gonna be back to Winnipeg.
That's awesome.
And Nelson goes out the window and smacks the guy in the back of the head, and he goes, "That's it, back to Winnipeg."
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
good.
that's awesome. Winnipeg, Canada's. Everybody makes fun of Winnipeg, but I've been there a few times. It's literally the center of Canada. Like it's in the geographic center of Canada.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
That's your geography lesson for today.
Yeah, lots of the
You're right.
mosquitoes the size of a Coke can.
You got learned. Yeah, so surprisingly, this week, like there really isn't any news. Like there's no new articles, like not really any like blog posts, like nothing, like nothing for once.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I don't know anyway, so I just rely on you guys to tell me the news.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't.
Well,
I'm still holding off. I still haven't ordered any of the new carts or anything because depending on what the alpha is, like I think I've talked about, like I kind of have a second need to have like a VS to like put in the other room and one here just for a stream machine.
So you're gonna buy the Tomb Raider one?
Maybe, but it's one of those things. But I need to know what the alpha is first.
Yeah, I have no idea what the alpha is. I'm just like starting to get a little worried that they're not releasing any news about the Super Pocket. Like, shouldn't we know what's coming with that? Like,
Yes.
it's kind of concerning. Like, I love the Super Pocket,
I don't think any Super Pockets will come out until like the end of the year.
but
If
they
they
said
are
they
gonna come out.
said they had a separate roadmap for it. Maybe they just misspoke.
They lost the roadmap. They don't know how to fold it back up properly.
Because, like, to be honest with you, when I travel now, I take the Super Pocket with me. It's much more convenient than my other one. Plus, I like the games on the Taito one. The games are just awesome. Like, I mean, it's so many fun. You
Yeah,
can play
I
those
like-
games for hours.
Yeah, I like the Taito one more than the Capcom.
Or
one.
the Capcom one, I don't even look at because I already have those games.
Yeah.
You've got them. Well, isn't there at least one of them that's on the Super Pocket that's not on the EXP, or are they all on
No.
the EXP?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I know
don't
there's
care.
more on the XP than there is on the Super Pocket, but
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That might be the case. Yeah.
We're not experts or anything, Crow.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they waited and thought they would have at least announced them by now.
I don't know if it's the kind of thing you need to announce better. Like, though, you know what though? At the beginning of the year, like they have the Consumer Electronics Expo.
They
like
still
in
do
Las
that?
Vegas.
They still
Yeah,
do
they
that?
do. Yeah, and if they would have had anything, I don't know if they show up to that or not. Maybe they don't even show up to that because that's
Yeah, I
when
don't
like
know.
My Arcade and Arcade One Up and everybody they all like put out.
If they were an American company, I could see it being
Yeah, that's probably why they don't show up to that.
kind of not worth the investment to fly all the way from UK over to there, right?
Yeah, especially with like, well, I was gonna say with all their stuff, but they would still have to send all that stuff.
Yeah, get a booth and all that's probably not
Yeah.
even remotely worth it for them.
Yeah. Such a shame. Oh, you know what? I see the chat is booming here. So who do we?
Chat's going crazy.
Who do we have? We have Picking a Duck. We have Rustapasti. My apologies. We have channel member Lloyd JRM. We have channel member Rob Taylor. Channel member Sucker MC. Lots of channel members. Channel member Mortal Sojourn. Channel member Dation Shears. Channel member Dan Nastic. Whoop whoop. And we have my Cockerts channel member. All right. And we have I Heart Retro. See, I've said your name right from now on ever since I've known about it. And did I skip the Immortal Sojourn? Yes.
You skipped the Immortal Sojourn. He's like the greatest Patreon on your channel ever. Like we should invite him to the show or her to the show.
I know he's great.
Well, yeah, great. He's actually on my members too.
It's funny. He said he almost thought about like getting
he's like not on my members.
Oh, so sad.
That's because you don't have it anymore, Pete.
That's true.
He did. He was teasing me about creating another account called like Bootylicious or something, just so I would say that at the end. I know. Oh yeah, so we also have Crash Lloyd, the channel member. Da-da-da. Man, you know what, Crow? You started something now. And it's your fault.
I did that on purpose. I knew it because when you posted it.
Wait, did he start something fun?
Yeah, I did.
Well, yes. Okay, so not only do I have that song in my head, I downloaded it. Actually, I have it on my phone, so I can like Spotify Premium. You can play through it. But now, every time when I stream, I like people like we start talking about like pizza, kind of like we used to start talking about hot dogs here, and people like talking about where what do you like better, Domino's or like Pizza Hut, and like what type of pizza we're making. Yeah, it's become a whole thing. It's become a whole thing. So it's like, man.
Well, I didn't start it. Delco started it. They're the ones that put that song in their game.
Yeah. But since you mentioned that song, like pizza, it's been a thing, and it's like usually it'll come up like later at night, and then after I've eaten dinner, I'm hungry. Yeah. Where's channel member Ryan Blaze? That's right. Hey, I got a newcomer. Sar Crush, hot dog on pizza. Great. Yeah, that's all it's gonna be. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you started combo. Oh man.
I missed a story because my kids were fighting, so I went and placed a bet on the girl. So what were you guys talking about?
I don't know. I was just thinking about how I told my wife the other day. She was out at the store, and I was like, "Oh, can you pick up some hamburger and hot dog buns?" And she was like, "Why would you get hot dog buns for hamburgers?" I'm like, "No, just buns, hamburger buns and hot dog buns."
Oh no, did I miss you, Dan Nastic? Sorry.
Americans don't know pizza? Didn't Americans invent pizza?
Listen, I know in Chicago and New York is probably where the best pizza is, but I don't live near there.
No, isn't it New Haven, Connecticut? Got the best pizza in the world. No?
I don't know. I don't even know what pizza in a foreign country is like.
Our pizza is pretty much like U.S. pizza.
There's so many different types of pizza. I can't what is
European
pizza? I don't know.
Right? Just the taste, same as hot dogs, right? It's all about hot dogs too, right? Ketchup on hot dogs.
But everybody can agree that ketchup doesn't go on hot dogs.
No,
I'm over that, man.
I'm a firm. We do want to wear the alpha and whatnot, but no, I'm a firm believer that if the food is good enough, you don't need condiments. If I don't know. That's my hot take.
Well, that's it's supposed to be a flavor enhancement.
Yeah, not to cover it up.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, what's not Frieza? Free pizza, Frieza. Yeah, I'll take.
No. I've Red Baron pizza. I can't stand Red Baron frozen pizza. Yeah. I bought a whole bunch of those one time, and it was so bad. I tried to make it taste better by burning it.
Losing the battle. Oh my god. This is
no. It's a fact here. There's places around here that won't even give you ketchup with your hot dog.
Yeah. It's like, what do you don't need it? No, I honestly think that it's just because I know it's here in America people put condiments on everything that I kind of feel like people are almost like programmed. Like, just try it without, like, dude, like I like even chicken nuggets are great without sauce. I'll eat it. I can have it with. I can have it without.
I only put ketchup on hamburgers. That's the only thing I'll put ketchup on.
Yeah, my whole thing is just try it first without without condiments and all that. Disco 74. Oh no, I'm late. So oh yeah, I do want to get to polls.
Yeah, he's a little bit late for the disco boom.
I love pizza and rat pizza. Oh, okay. I think you said, I was like, what's rat pizza? Oh, pizza rat. Yeah, see, Taz. Last night's pizza was fun. Yeah, I know. See, that's Crow started. That's what I mean. I don't know. Like, someone always like brings up pizza. Then it's funny though. I love the chat. Like, I swear we could just have like Evercast food talk.
We did do that every Sunday.
I hope there's alpha. You know what? I do hope we find. I want to know what alpha is, and I don't know why. So okay, so something something interesting. I don't know if I think it was if Gene Joke is here, but I think he said that on one of my other live streams, because I was saying like why aren't they doing a showcase, and he was saying that, like, I guess apparently that like a lot of people like complained like they want it spread out over the years, so it seems like we can't win, right? Because if they do give us all the news at once, then people will complain.
What?
Oh,
What
we don't have to
are you
over the years.
are you expecting news every week? We just had news last week.
Like, it's just like, but if they give us the roadmap early, people complain. If they don't, then we complain. I don't know. I don't see the downside.
People will complain no matter what happens.
Exactly.
I'm not going to complain. If we get news, we do. If we don't, we don't. It don't matter to me.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I hate it though when like people complain enough and then like a company just they get derailed from doing their own thing.
I think they're still doing their own thing.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of consistency, so I guess they're just learning every year to do it differently. I guess I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know.
As USB ports.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, Jason.
Yeah, you heard it. So it is hardware.
That is true.
Maybe it's a USB hub, mega hub.
Yes.
An Everhub.
An Everhub.
Well, that's what it could be. It could be for 8-player games.
Like Bomberman? I think doesn't Bomberman have over 4? Like some of them, I think.
Well, the Saturn version of Bomberman, I think.
Yes.
Like 16 people.
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah.
I know the Super Nintendo versions had 5. You get 5-player multiplayer.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Metal member Anthony. See, back to pizza overseas. All right. Let me look at the polls, because people still love their Konami. I was curious to see how much people love Konami compared to Jaguar, because I'm not really sure for the audience. Maybe, I mean, I guess this wasn't surprising. I mean, it survived, yeah. But sweeten the pot. Atari Jaguar and Jaguar CD on Giga carts. I think but people still like overwhelmingly want Konami. In a way, I'm not surprised, but I wasn't sure though, because we hear that people really love like Jaguar a lot, but not more than Konami. The Konami army has arrived at your citadel, and they're currently banging at the Evercade gates. Victory is not. Yeah, I'm glad people are digging this, because it's getting more difficult for me to think like Konami versus what. You know what I mean? Like, would you guys be excited for like a Konami collection, or is there like another publisher you'd rather?
Well, yeah, I mean, it'd be like if we got like a Konami cart, a Capcom cart, a Neo Geo cart, something like mega popular.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Hell, even a Namco cart that works in the VS would get me all excited.
Yeah. And so I wonder. I don't know. I know they claim that those discussions are under NDA, but I think it's more of that they don't want to like talk about them, which I get that. But I just kind of wonder like what is going on with licensing? Are they approaching these companies? Is it just too expensive? Are they, what I mean? Like what's going on? Because I don't know why Namco wouldn't, or why wouldn't Konami want to come out, or are they saving that for the Super Pockets that we don't hear anything?
Basically, like anything different from what we've already gotten. Like okay, even if it was like a Commodore 64 collection, like another one, as long as it wasn't just epics and using games.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's something different.
Yeah, I know.
But like,
Yeah.
as long as it's like something we haven't seen before, I'd be like, oh, okay, that's new. You know, I guess Indie Heroes is fine and everything because you just never know what games you're going to get in those. But like, something we've maybe seen before, like arcade, like a Neo Geo arcade collection. What else? I'm trying to think. Like Konami versus Pico 13. It's Pico 13. Yeah, I can see that.
Or just Konami versus Pico. That might be interesting.
No, nobody's gonna say Pico. Nobody's gonna say Pico.
Yeah. Bigger fish are gobbling the smaller. Yes, PC. Yes, like PC Engine. Oh my god, why haven't we gotten that yet?
Yeah, Turbo Graphics. Yeah, that would have been a good one too. But again, Konami owns most of that stuff too now. So
yeah,
Konami.
I wonder what their deal is, man. I mean, they seem. I mean, Konami seems to be cool. I mean, because like for Dead Cells, they allowed that full endorsement. They allowed the DLC. Vampire Survivors, they just allowed that DLC to come out for Contra. And they're still making and they made a new Contra. So that's why I'm like, well, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they allow? Unless they think it's going to be a conflict with their collections, which I think would be kind of silly, like their Contra collections, their Castlevania collections, and all that. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think Nickelodeon would have to talk to Peggy, and maybe they could strike a deal.
Yeah, but here's the thing: I bet Nickelodeon would probably force them to say, "Hey, it's the Nickelodeon collection," because they like to put their name everywhere and everything.
Yeah, I know. Huh? Would that be kind of interesting though? Like that, like Rugrats, or like some of those other like shovelware games. If that was like
I don't know if I don't think the Rugrats are necessarily shovelware. Because it's funny you mentioned the Rugrats games because I was just playing the Duke Nukem. I finished Time to Kill and Land of the Babes, and those were both developed by N-Space, who also used the same engine for the Rugrats games that they made in the PlayStation 1.
Interesting. And like, I can't remember what game it is on Pico 4, but what did it say? It was like licensed by Sega. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was either. I'm pretty sure it was on that. It was on that collection. I'm trying to remember what game it was, but it's almost like they forgot to remove it from the beginning, or did Sega really own the license and they got that?
For what?
Trying to remember what I might have to actually fire up my VS and see like what game it was. But like in the beginning, it says licensed. I want to say with no, I know. Was it the Westikins game? Oh god, don't even get me started on that game. That one platformer, which is like totally crazy. I think.
What collection are you talking about?
Yeah, EA. Yeah, thank you. EA. Yeah, it had EA and Sega. It was made by EA.
Which game? Which collection? Pico what?
Pico 4. Yeah, let me.
Oh, I haven't even seen that one. So yeah,
let me look at the list and then.
Pico 4.
Turn on my. I should probably just start up my.
What game would it is? Just looking at it.
Risky Woods. Yes, Risky.
Oh, it's Risky Woods. Okay. Yeah, because that's a Genesis.
I was getting it confused with Skulljagger Revolt of the Westikins. No, it's Risky. Yeah, Risky Woods. It said it was created by EA and then developed by. Licensed by Sega, like other licenses. So I don't know if that was by accident or if that's true.
Well, because EA probably published that game originally.
Yeah, back in the day, like EA was publishing, like they published Valve games. They published like a crap ton of games, right?
Yeah.
All I'll say is it's one of the most frustrating games I've played. I'm curious when you guys I
haven't tried it. I haven't opened it yet, so I need to. This weekend is the goal for Pico.
Yeah, it's actually going to take me a lot longer to get to it than that.
Yeah,
like even then.
I got time, right? There's no new cards coming out for a while.
Yeah, I want to say it was like Gene Joke and other people in the chat were also telling me how to play, and it was still frustrating. But yeah, it's weird. I don't understand. But yeah, I won't. I won't spoil it for you. I'll let you come to your conclusions when when you when you try to play it. But yeah, Pico 4 is mixed. I don't know. It's a mixed bag. And while I do enjoy the discovery and all that, I'd be lying if I said that I'm kind of glad we're not going to see another Pico this year. You felt that yeah, no, I do feel like the Duke carts are yes, and Tomb Raider and all that. What? Konami is getting they're releasing a retro collection for modern consoles in June?
Really?
What's it called, Immortal?
Well, I wonder if it's like their older title, like their older arcade titles or something. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that doesn't surprise me anyway, because they've been doing collections for a while. They've been doing like Castlevania collection, Contra collection. There's one Arcade Legacy collection. In fact, maybe that's the one you're. What is on it?
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, that has their Gradiuses. It has like that haunted castle.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah.
The Anniversary Arcade Collection, which has Scramble, Twin Bee, Nemesis, Life Force, Typhoon, Haunted Castle, Vulcan Venture, and Thundercross.
Yeah, and that one they did like the screen options right. What's funny though, like for like the Castlevania, Contra, and the GBA, like they don't understand that like most people don't like scan line. Like they want to be able to play a 4x3 aspect ratio without scan lines. I'm not opposed to scan lines, but their scan lines it dims the screen a little bit. So it's just kind of funny. Luckily though, like they're like anybody who like loves Castlevania, especially Symphony of the Night, like their Game Boy Advance collection, like play that or get the ROMs.
The collection's called the Respark Collection. Comes out June 11th. Rocket Knight Adventures. Is that it? I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So it's more of like that.
Yeah, it's Rocket
console
Knight
type. Stuff. I wonder what version of it is, though, because that was on.
Well, it's digital. Rocket Knight Adventures Respark. It's called. Maybe that's it.
Oh, okay. I think I know what that is.
Yeah, no, I see. But that's just. This would be cool. But is there like an actual? Is there an actual collection Immortal, or is it just?
He's looking for it. Yeah, I'm not sure.
This does look. I'm gonna add this to my wish list. This does look really cool, though.
What is it? This Respark thing?
Yeah.
Because he must be is he like famous in Japan or something? This Rocket Knight dude. Like I never heard of it before.
Really? That was there was it was on Genesis, Rocket Knight Adventures, and I know the sequel was Sparkster, and that was on both Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I never played that. Back in the I didn't have a Genesis. Back in Super Nintendo, I was more into kind of just like sports games, really, to be honest with you. Like, and some platformers, but they're mostly Mario.
I'm like Rocket Man.
Also, I'm getting old, so I can't remember all the games I played 20, 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah, you get 3. Yeah, you get 3 games. But no, this does look cool. Like this would be awesome. Like this would be great to have like an Evercade. Oh my god! But if they're doing their own thing, then we probably won't. Oh yeah, limited run games. Yeah, we probably won't. Because then they're gonna have like the physical. Okay, yeah, he said. Yeah, I guess it's Respark 3 games. Cool. No, I mean that's awesome. But okay,
just because limited run games is. Wait a minute, how are they developer?
It's because they're scumbags.
I could use some Jackal, but dude, no, I love. Oh my god, that would be that would be cool. No, I love Jackal a lot.
Yeah, Jackal's great. I like it too.
Doing a lot of changes. Yeah, it'll be curious. Yeah, I'd be curious to see, but yeah, we're at that time of the year where there's like that lull. I don't know. Like even though like I have a Steam Deck and I have like a ton of games and I have like a back catalog to catch up on, I'm still really excited to see what Evercade is going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I find the summer for me, it's like December for me. I go back and try to finish games I never quite finished. Like games I started playing. Like I haven't finished Tekken 8 yet. I am very close to finishing Street Fighter 6, so that's what I'm working on now for like those games. That's what I like about the summer. It's kind of lazy games finishing time because nothing really comes out in the summer, right?
True.
Except Evercade. Yeah. Evercade's got something coming in July, which is, pretty cool.
Hey, that's a great question. Who does own the Midway Live? Like,
Midway? Isn't that? I don't know who owns that actually.
That's
why it's hard for.
It's got to be Warner Brothers.
Yeah, but that's why it's hard for Blaze to get all these licenses too. Is because nobody knows who owns any of them. It's probably just it takes forever to figure out who owns the games, right?
Yeah.
A while ago, someone mentioned a comment about the alpha, and I thought it was really cool. Maybe the alpha is a disc-based system because discs are cheaper to manufacture than cards. Like maybe it is a disc that takes USB, like PlayStation for that would be freaking interesting because there's a great PS1 and Sega Saturn and Neo Geo CD emulators already because Polymega uses them.
I don't think they would
go back to this.
No, I'm just saying it's an interesting thought just because it's cheaper to manufacture discs. Probably more expensive to manufacture the disc drives though.
There's only one reason why I don't think they would do that because they made a big deal about their gigacarts and now they can fit.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, that could be neat. That for me, like I don't like CD based games for the reason that they're a lot more fragile. They get scratched.
Yeah, but then again, though, I mean, we've had tons of problems with the carts on the Evercade, right?
Yeah. Well,
with the memory on them, right? Like, what's the shelf life for a disc before they start getting corrupted? 50 years?
It really depends. Yeah, it depends on when they were made, how they were made.
Yeah.
True.
I always say it'll be somebody else's problem before mine starts crapping out.
There were some that start disintegrating like within like 10 years,
All depends
there's some that can be sitting on your shelf right now. They're just no good. Yep. Especially was true with Dreamcast.
That's why I put all my discs I value on my Polymega, so at least they're backed up. So if the disc goes, I can play the game,
Exactly. Yeah. Although I guess they wouldn't be able to be updated, but they're not rewritable. So yeah, we wouldn't have to worry about stuff failing.
Yeah.
As much.
That alpha, man. I just wonder nobody more people aren't talking about it in the bigger YouTube community. Like, what is alpha, right?
There's nothing to talk about with it. What do you have to say?
Like, how many times YouTube channels are built on speculation, right? Like, what is Switch 2? Like, there's an entire community around that.
Well, people have been dying for a Switch 2 because the Switch is
I am
out
not.
of date at this moment.
The Switch is perfectly fine for me.
But Alpha, Evercade Alpha, people are like, "What is it?"
If I'm gonna, but there's most of the Nintendo, except for the Pokemon games, most of the Nintendo games run well on the Switch. So I don't play third-party games very often on Switch. So I use my deck for that, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Switch 2 has been.
You know what I mean? Like,
the Steam Deck. No.
Yeah, I don't corrupt my Steam Deck like you. I'm pure. I keep my deck pure. So I had a guy arguing with me in a video I did for V Rising. He goes, "Yeah, I wish you would have played it on the Steam Deck." And I'm like, "It is on the Steam Deck." And he said, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Dude, it's on the Steam Deck." And I had to delete him. I'm like, he was just annoying the crap out of me. I'm like, "Dude, I'm literally playing it on the Steam Deck."
Yeah, that's weird to get people like that. Oh, hey, time.
Yeah, I think it's just a troll.
I had somebody troll, but in a weird way. They were just more of like complaining about like having to pay like the licensing for like TV and all that. And I let them like vent like a little bit, but then they just kept like doing like doing it. I'm like, dude, I just gave them a 5-minute timeout. I'm like, you're really off focus. Like, it's not video game.
Oh yeah, because you've been doing a lot of live streaming, right?
Yes. Yeah. I love live streaming. Because like it's great having that like live reaction and all that. Yeah, it's for me like live streaming. It's a lot more fun than making videos, but it doesn't reach as much.
It's easier, right? In a way, it's harder in one way because you have to be available and do it.
Yeah.
But it's easier so you don't have to edit and stuff like that. Yeah, I really love live streaming. I just can't do it anymore. I don't have any time.
Yeah, it takes a time. Yeah, definitely it takes a time commitment.
Yupper. Yeah. So what are we talking about today? Pico 3, right?
Yes. You know what? Let's. Yes, that was awesome. You read my mind. Yeah. We have.
Oh, really?
My God, they're Pico 3.
They're doing a new DDR game. I can't play DDR anymore.
So we have 4 games left. So we might be able to finish it today.
Yeah. Where's my Pico 3? That's so many of them now. They're everywhere. I don't know. Stanley. Oh my gosh, I know Crow has opinions on this one, big time. Right, Crow?
Well, everybody should have opinions on this one. I want to hear your opinions first.
I like this game.
You like it?
I liked it. You know why? I'm going to tell you why I liked it.
Why do you like this game?
I just thought it was a cool little kind of adventure game that I just like being in that world for no really apparent reason. But I just, it's got problems. But it's one of those games where I guess that just kind of the setting and stuff, I really just enjoyed playing around with this little character. I didn't like it a lot, but it kind of had, vibes of like Inspector Gadget and stuff like that.
This game lost me the second I entered one of these houses, and I was like, oh, that's a weird spider that's up there. And I entered a house and the spider just came down and ate him.
Really? That's your problem with it?
No, it's like one of it was like an omen. Like, this is the room. And I think the first time I did that, it's like I didn't think the spider was just going to come down and get me like that.
Where's the spider? What do you think?
But for like the longest, but why is it in this house? You're
because
in a village. How often in a game are you in a village?
Sir?
How often are you? Does the game put you in a village where you talk to people, and then you walk into a house and there's a spider that'll just kill you?
A lot, man.
You missed my birthday. No, okay, so I'll tell you the reason I really wanted to like this game. But when your main character's weapon is weaker than a wet paper bag, like you have like wet paper bag fist, like it took way too much to kill any. It's so that
did you find the machete?
You gotta get the sword, dude.
Yeah, there's other weapons in the game, but it takes a while before you even find it.
Yeah, that's to me like overall I just think I really wanted to like this game, but to me it was poor game design in that you don't have a good weapon. You have to explore like a little bit too much in the beginning. I mean, it's.
Yeah, but it's kind of like Zelda. If you don't know where to go for the sword right away, you're exploring aimlessly. Like I'm not
saying Zelda, the sword, you get the sword. It's on the same screen. You don't encounter any enemies without the sword. Yeah. Zelda.
But I like the game because it looks good. The jump is good.
You do have a weird helicopter backpacky thing.
Yeah, but what's going on? Like you're arguing about aesthetics, not the game.
Well, the whole game is kind of just janky in general.
No, the jump is fine. The punch is fine.
Like this guy, I thought I was gonna go talk to him, and he turns around and just spears me. Like the way he was standing there, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to this guy, and he just turns around and throws a spear at you.
Don't trust strangers. Like I honestly think there's a lot worse games with jumps and punch on this freaking system. Let's be honest, guys.
No, I'm not going to deny
the punch works, the collision works, the jump works. It's not a bad game.
I thought this guy was a monster, and no, it's somebody you need to talk to.
But yeah, the punch is weak. But once you find the machete, it's like solid.
Yeah, but you have to play for like at least half an hour before you get the machete.
But now you're like,
and you have to know where it is.
I'm sorry. Like this is just video games. Like I mean.
Well, the way this game works is once you get out of this area, there's a map. And then you decide which direction you want to go in on the map. And then you have to play that level.
Yeah.
Come on, chat. Tell me they're being a little bit hard on this game.
That's what I mean. Like
this game.
This
like
game
I picked up a knife right away and used the knife. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, but you're limited. Those knives, there's a limited...
but that's video games. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm having this argument with you. It's like
you get one knife. What are you gonna do? Throw it right away?
It's like if you're playing Metroid and you didn't have any weapon. I don't know. This game, it wasn't fun. It was not fun, and there wasn't anything there to keep me like drawn into it. That's kind of.
I gave it a 4 out of 10.
You.
For me, it's a 6 out of 10 easy. Oh my gosh! Like I can't believe you guys are being so rough on this game.
I didn't like it.
Oh my God, like it. Dude, come on! Like I'm actually questioning your actual game rating system now. Like I think you're way off.
I gave 4 out of 10. I didn't like the game, and if I didn't like the game, I can't get anything higher than a 4.
Look how many hits that stupid. Like look at that. Oh my God, that's jeez. How much
It didn't
life?
kill
you-
me.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
get your spear. Like, there's so much cool stuff, man.
And was that supposed to be a lightning bug that's shooting out literal lightning?
Like, but okay, let's be honest here. I know, like, you're talking about crazy things in a video game. Oh, shooting out lightning. It's a lightning bug. Like, that shouldn't be a fair critique
Isn't
of
this based on
the
a book or
game.
something?
Chad, help me out here. I mean, oh my gosh.
It's like, oh, we need to put a lightning bug in the game. Let's have it shoot lightning.
Well, I think it wants to be like a Sydney Hunter type game, but it just doesn't quite hit the
Who
mark.
couldn't want to be that? Sydney Hunter didn't exist when this came out.
But all the I think Simeon was this game. But I mean, all the controls were. There's smart inventory.
They work sometimes.
Dude, there's an inventory system. The levels are creative. The guy moves and jumps properly. I mean, come on. Put it in perspective of the 400 games on Evercade. This is not a 4.
It's not one of the worst games. But it's not a game I like.
No.
Yeah, there's different, right? So, like, but it's not a 4. It's better than a 4.
No, it's not. It's 4.
No. Oh, yes, I agree with that.
Where's Rich at? Where's Rich at?
Yeah, where's Rich?
Yeah, no, I know earlier in this week he had some we were gonna do Karg and he just said he was like dealing with some family stuff. So I haven't heard from him since, so I don't know.
On my scale, a 6 is a good game, and I don't think this is a good game.
Really?
A 4 is what I've labeled an unappealing game, and I did not like it. It's unappealing.
No, it's Pico being Pico. I don't know.
It's a 6 out of 10 every day of the week for me.
So would you say this is so Sophia, you'd say this is a hidden gem?
I think so, 100%.
Okay, well I want to see this chat.
How did this review back in the day?
Probably, I don't think it reviewed very well back in the day, to be honest.
Oh, I'm not saying it would have, because back in the day people were,
I mean, let's look it up. Stanley, the search for Dr.
No,
Livingston.
I still have a theory about Pico, and I might have to do it. I don't know. I might have to do a recreation, but I suspect initially when Evercade came out, they my headphones. They sat down to do something, and they said, "Hey, we're going to give you all of our best games, but you're going to have 4 collections with us." And that's why that was like the deal with the devil. They had to make you have to keep making collections of all of our games, but we'll give you our best games, and that's why we have Piko 1 was so great. I think that's why this franchise hit such a hard time. If let's say it was different where they spread out Piko 1 amongst all the carts and had it kind of mixed in, I think overall the collection would be stronger, and we wouldn't have.
Okay, I'm saying.
But yeah, like you could explore. Sure. I don't know. I could see the appeal. Some people would like that, but it was just.
There's not there's not an aggregate score for this game.
Hey, it's better than Beast Wrestler. Okay, yeah, I give you that.
GameSpot gave it 3.5 out of 5.
Okay, GameSpot 3.5 out of 5.
I mean, you can say that with every company, dude. But I'm just telling you, I found a mainstream review of it.
Really, I don't know if I'd say I like this more than Beast Wrestler.
Oh, for love of my! Now you're just being a troll.
Hey, Beast Wrestler had like tons of misspellings and typos that made me laugh.
Okay.
Ooh, that would be a good poll.
We're talking about
that would be a tough one.
Yeah, actually, I think I rated Beast Wrestler lower than this game. So
that's a big spider.
But it is kind of annoying to have to punch everything like that until you can actually get
now. Oh my god! Like, what do you want to do? One hit kill everything? Like,
no, just give him a real permanent weapon. That's all.
Like at least get rid of it in 3 hits. I don't know why it takes 10 hits.
Because he's a big fighter. All right, let's move on because you guys obviously have no taste in games.
Well. I don't know if this one's going to do much better.
This is hot garbage.
It's not that.
Crow gave it 9 out of 10.
No, it's not what I give it.
I understand this one. It's not bad.
Gave it a 5. I gave it a 5 out of 10.
I give it a 5 too.
The thing is, with what I came to realize as I was playing this is that you can clear each of these levels super fast.
Yes,
And if you're not fast enough, it's going to take you a while, because if you can clear the level before more bubbles pop up, and there's a set way to do it, and I figured it out later in the game. So if I'm going to fast forward,
this is not a bad game. I mean, all these puzzle games are pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah, and again, we get the power ups. It wasn't very clear what the power ups were going to do when I got them.
But I mean, like, if it's not clear in the first game, that's okay. That's the whole point of having video games. You play it over and over and learn and stuff like that. So I give it like 5 out of 10, maybe 5.5, to be honest with you. It wasn't that bad. It worked. So right away, that's a 4.
Did you know that this game is a promotion for another product?
I had no idea. I don't. Isn't it for a candy?
No, it's for hairstyling gel.
Yeah, that makes sense. 100%.
The hairstyling gel was called Super Bubble Pop.
Oh, because it sounds like a candy, right? Like a ring pop.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when I was like doing research on this game, I found like one piece of evidence that this product even existed back then. But I always knew this as a budget game because this was on the PlayStation. I remember when PlayStation games were still in stores and stuff. I remember at Best Buy, I ran across this game, and it was like a $20 game. So I was like,
don't know why Ed doesn't like this game. Like, it's not a bad game.
I'll tell you, there's a few. So, for one, like, I'm not, like, when it comes to just platformers and puzzle games, I'm not a big fan of, like, 3D because it just, like, for me, it's difficult to, like, visualize something like Magical Drop or that, like, those type of games. Plus, with the way that the graphics are, it has that, like, which is, not the fault of the game, but sometimes the fault of 3D. It has no charm for me. Like versus pixel graphics. It feels like cheap shovelware to me. I think
that's what I think it is. It was a game that was made to promote a product without actually talking about the product in the game somehow.
Like it's like everything,
But I think that the PlayStation version of this game was made first, and because it was PlayStation, they made a 3D. And then they're like, hey, and then let's try to recreate that effect on the Game Boy Advance. And that's what we're looking at here. So there's no reason for the whole thing to tilt back and forth. But no. Because they could do it.
The way my brain works, it's just, I just don't like it. It's kind of confused. I just don't like that. Like,
I don't know. I have no problem at all with it. I thought it was cool.
I can't say I didn't like the game. I can't say I did like it. That's why I gave it 5.
It works and it's fun. You got power-ups. It's a little bit of 3D in it. I mean, that was all the rage back in the day, right? Let's get 3D in everything, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3D just for 3D's sake.
I think I would say there's other puzzle games that I'd rather play on the Evercade.
Well, of course. I mean, it's not a bad game. It works. It's fun. I don't mind it.
It is, but it's one of those, like, if I'm putting in this cart, I'm not putting it in like looking just to play this game. Maybe the next game that we're going to talk about, which I think is
Pete. They'll put your quote on the box. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. No,
I don't mind it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you get, like, for me, it's like a 5 out of 10 is a game that's for a functionally solid. It does what it says it advertises it does. It has, it's a complete video game. And then above that, then it goes to subjectivity. Does it catch me in the game style, stuff like that? Does that do anything special? And then I keep going up. I think 6 and 7 out of 10 is a great score for a video game.
Yeah, it is. That means you liked it.
Yep, absolutely. It's better than average. 5 is average. But it does everything it's supposed to do, and it's got an interesting thing. It's got power-ups, like, extra levels and time and like that. That's all cool little shit. Like, I look at it from when it came out, and when did this come out? 95, 98?
No, this is actually late 90s. It's got to be late 90s.
That's why I said around 98, maybe.
No, the Game Boy Advance came out in like 2000. I think this game came out on PlayStation when the PlayStation 2 might have been out already.
Yeah, I get this with like a 5.5 out of 10, maybe a 6.
Super Bubble Pop. It came out in 2002.
All right, there you go. 22 years ago.
A 5 out of 10 is a game when there's nothing else. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like it is. Like, hey, this card is in my Evercade. I don't have access to my library. Would I maybe play it? Yeah.
But people love puzzle games. This could be their favorite game ever.
To be honest, I don't know if this collection is going to be sitting in my system.
It's not magical, but sadly.
If this is sitting in your Evercade, someone's stolen your other 35 collection.
This is the only. Somebody stole all my games. This is the only one I have left.
Yeah.
Right. Now, so for me, part of the Pico, the Pico charm is games that are like so bad that they're good, and then they actually kind of like grow on me. And like I've had that happen in Pico in this next game. Like sort of so Dan, like we have to talk about like this game. That's what I mean. It's so bad it's good. Like I've actually had fun playing this game.
No.
Well, here's the thing: is that this is an Amiga game, and they brought it over to the Sega Genesis, but they did modify the way it played a little bit, and the way they modified it kind of made it more playable, and at the same time broke certain things. But I actually like this one. I know it gets this bad reputation for being a terrible game, but I played it, and I kind of like this game. It's like
it's so bad.
I think it's the third best game on this cartridge.
Yeah.
Even and that's saying, and me giving it a 6 out of 10 tells you something about that. What I thought about all the games in the cartridge.
Like the potion system is nuts. This is a game
that's what I really liked about this game was
the kid. Like this is a game where you rent it and be like, thank God I didn't buy it. But no, this game, it's so quirky and so bad that like I've actually had like fun like playing.
Well, here's the thing: is like I figured out. Like once you figure out the potions, you have to use the potions. Otherwise, this is a really bad game. Once you figure out the potions and which ones to drink, and it's all random, like too. So you don't know, like every time you play it, you're going to get different potions. So you have to know what the combinations are going to do. But you do want to increase your strength, so you're not like fighting these guys so many times. The problem I had with this game is the final boss. I could not figure out how to beat the final boss at all. It just seems like he was just a damage sponge, and I was just fighting him indefinitely. He was never dying. So I don't know.
How do you drink the potions?
You have to pause the game. You have to push select or start or something like that, and then it brings up the cursor, and then you have to pick the potions you want to drink.
It's weird, like
and you have to combine them.
So oh God, I'd rather get kicked in the nuts and play. Yeah, I mean, for me, like the main thing that I'll judge, like, was the game fun? Like that has to, was the game fun? How much effort did it require me to play?
But how do you drink them after you selected them?
Well, once you select them and they kind of shift, and then once you unpause, you just automatically drink it.
Yeah,
it's not working for me.
You have to make sure you select them.
You're not drinking. How do you drink it though when you're in there?
Well, as soon as you unpause, he drinks them.
No, she doesn't.
It's almost like you look like floating.
The game footage you're watching right now, that's what's happening.
Oh, mine are just popping up and down on the screen. They're not doing anything.
You got a flame sword in this game.
Yeah, mine's not working though. Like, is there a button, action button?
You got to unpause
you have to select it, push A or something, and then when you unpause, you drink it. And you drink. If you select more than one, then you combine them, and so like drinking is like the blue and the purple.
Yeah, so I am pausing. And the little hand comes up. I press A, and then they start bobbing up and down. Then I unpause.
Oh, I'm invisible. That's what happened.
I think so, right, Crow? Once they're bobbing up and down, then you unpause it.
Once they're bobbing up and down, you unpause. And
mine doesn't do that. Like I've unpaused and she's doing nothing.
Oh I forgot there was 2 options.
Oh, you got to press X.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to select it somehow. I don't remember what the buttons.
I know it's weird.
Yeah, this is a better game now.
I think I just was kind of interested in like, okay, how do you progress through the game? It's kind of like a puzzle in a way.
I don't know. play Risky Woods and then come back to this, and you'll.
This
have to let me
isn't.
know.
This is like not really a straightforward action game.
I think the cover sold it for people.
I don't know what would have sold it for people back then. I didn't have a Genesis back then.
Da-da-da.
Here, there's a lot of.
I'll put that in the chat.
There's a lot of codes for this game too, and it all has to do with getting. Yeah, if you get on the high score
code
list,
for fun.
Yeah.
Fun code.
Yeah, the fun code. Look up.
It foobarred it on one line, but
Yeah, I must say that knowing that now about the potions actually makes it more enjoyable. I got.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the potions, this would be an absolute.
So I would have given this a 4. Now I'm giving it a 5.5.
And that's almost the score I gave it.
Or you can jump too.
Yeah. But that's what I get. Like this falls into the category of it's so bad and broken that it's actually like fun. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's. I can like with me when I play a game, I can get past the initial frustrations if there's some type of payoff. You know, again, I'm not putting in a start to play it, but
why does the spikes not impale the bad guys? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the sound effects.
And then there's the two giants at the two giants at the end of this level. You have to behead, otherwise you can't kill them.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Fast forward a little bit. Oh yeah, the cemetery was kind of interesting because you have to jump over there.
Wow.
But I made it through the cemetery.
Good. I like the
The thing that sucks though too is when you die, you lose all your power upgrades that you've given yourself. So you become super weak again.
Yep. Yeah, this is just so strange. They like to reuse assets and change them a little bit. Yeah, but I will say like the last game that I think we would talk about, I actually would consider to be like a quality game. Actually, and I may have played it like the most. Oh yeah, this boss, you gotta like behead it. God.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, maybe I don't have any footage of the final boss in this. Oh wait, here it is. I think this is the last. No, wait. What did I do here? Isn't this the? No, this is the final boss.
Watch out for pits.
Yeah. It's like as you're falling in the pit, watch out for pits. It's like, how are you supposed to know that pit's there?
Yeah, I agree with you, Jason. And that's where it's misleading. Is you would think, okay, this game might actually be kind of good. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm on the third level now.
Yeah, I don't think I used the footage with the final boss because it was just me couldn't figure out how to beat the final boss at all.
All right, let's talk about the last game, which I think is which for me, like this is the best game that's on the cart. You know, Zero Tolerance. First person.
I'll agree with that. I was surprised at how good this was.
What is this one?
Zero Tolerance.
I didn't know you could be multiple characters, and it's it's.
I mean, characters. There's 5 characters, and those are your lives.
No, it's good.
And they each have different things that they start out with.
See, I didn't know that because I would reload and use like save states. But yeah, you just have to figure out like where to go to clear. But yeah, I thought this was pretty polished. Would have been nice to have that upper screen be a little bit bigger, but it doesn't break it.
I didn't think this would be very good. Even when this game was new, I've heard about I remember seeing ads. It's like, first-person shooter on the Sega Genesis. How's that going to work? But it's playable. It's really good. They didn't try to do anything that exceeded the Genesis capability.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, it's partially why your view window is so small, but I like how they filled in the rest of the screen with a map, so you can see exactly where you are.
Yeah.
And the dotted line showing which way you're facing, because the map's not rotating. But it worked. It worked very well. And funny thing about this game, it's in public domain.
Yeah, and you're playing it. This is the game for me. I enjoyed playing more on my VS than my because the screen is on TV. Because then
I never even thought about that.
Right?
Because I always play on the VS. I never thought about playing this game on a handheld. Try playing it on a Super Pocket.
Okay. I am right now. It's not bad. Still playable. I lost my weapons.
But yeah, and then when I was looking, I was like, oh, they did a sequel that was unreleased, and we did get it it's on Pico 4, and I'm expecting that one to be just as good and just as in the public domain as this game.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I actually enjoyed pretty much all of the games this week, especially Sword of Sodan. It was a 4 before for me. Now it's probably a 6.
Yeah, that's what I gave it, 6 out of 10. I said that's okay.
I didn't understand the potion system, and I didn't really care enough to play more than 5 minutes of it because I kept dying all the time. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Without the potions, you're not going to make it very far in the game.
Yep. I agree. That's why we keep you around, Crow. Tell us how to play video games.
Yeah.
I love it.
See, like the Pico, like the things like the Pico collection.
Oh, okay, 4 out of how many collections there? 4 out of 10 for me. This is a good collection. I like already because I know I liked a few of the other games on there too.
Okay, let's see. What did I give this? Where's Pico? Which one is this? Pico 3.
So Picos are good once you have someone in the ecosystem. And kind of what I mean is like they're great for discovery, playing games you haven't played, but like externally for marketing for somebody who isn't in it, I don't think people are like looking for this. Like they want the stuff that's familiar. Like that's what drew me in. Like the stories and the Evercade, then maybe, but you know.
Yep. Oh shoot!
Only downside.
I have a hard stop today, guys. Sorry.
I gave this one I gave it a C. Ranked at C+, actually.
Really?
Yeah. What saves the game is this game, 0 tolerance.
I give the collection a 65. Like 65 out of 10.
0 tolerance on Radical Bikers. And if you're really stretching, Sword of Sodan were the 3 games I liked on this collection.
I liked all 4 of these.
Well, there's what about the rest of the games on the collection?
Yeah, 40 Winks wasn't bad. I give 40 Winks probably a 5.5. Legend of Wukong, I'd probably give a 7.
Really? You giving that a 7?
Yeah.
Have you played through the game?
No.
That's right. You weren't here when we talked about Legend of Wukong. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. I played through the game. It is a terrible game.
Okay, so I probably okay. Let's say I give it based on you probably persuade me to go down to probably a 4 on that, most likely, or 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 4.
So I got to run, guys.
Okay.
So I want to just say bye to everybody. I won't be here next week because I'm on holiday. So bye, everybody.
You want to promote anything before you leave?
Yeah, I just put up V Rising is finally 1.0 is out on Steam Deck. It's really good game. It's kind of a roguelike builder action RPG, which is kind of different, vampire game. And I'm going to put up Pico 4 collection. I should have that up by midweek. So that's my goal. Bye, everyone.
Very cool. See you, Pete.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
Right. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
40 winks.
No. It is no Pico 3. I wouldn't for me personally, no Pico. Pico 1 might be tough, but all the other ones, no. I love it.
Actually, I gave it a higher ranking than Toaplan Arcade 2.
Wow.
I did. Toaplan Arcade 2, I gave a D+. And it's probably because they're shoot 'em ups, but I gave that's because I gave 0 tolerance a 9 out of 10. That was the highest scoring game on Pico 3. For Toaplan Arcade 2, the highest I gave was an 8 out of 10.
Gotcha.
And it's all about the highest score.
Listen, I will say, for me so far, in each of the Pico, I've gotten my $20 worth. I've at least, so, and I'll say that with almost every single Evercade collection. I've had at least the initial kind of fun, it's been worth my time to kind of put it in play. It's just kind of externally marketing this to somebody who's new to Evercade. You're not going to buy an Evercade for the Picos. Once you get into the system and you kind of see discovery, I'm just a guy because and I only say that because when I got into Evercade, I wasn't even sure what I was looking for. It was definitely like it was the Namcos and the Ataris and tech. It was the nostalgic brands that drew me in. Then once I was here, I was like, oh, okay, Mega Cats is cool. Then I did appreciate and like the other collection, but it didn't draw me to it. And I think that's what we need more than anything now. Like Tomb Raider, that'll draw people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wouldn't have drawn me though, but Pico 1 was peak. It's probably true. I don't think
it was
any of the other Pico ones were better than the first one.
I'm telling you, like I could see like Andrew sitting down. Pico was like, okay, you can have access to our whole library. You can even put our best games on Pico 1, but you've got to make 5 collections. You've got to take everything from Pico.
No, it's more like, oh, they selected the best games, and then they're like, as they keep going, they're starting to dig into the bottom of the barrel.
I know, and that was kind of the joke. And listen, I get that because I think when the handheld released with the 10 collections, nobody really knew, like, was there going to be more? Was this just going to kind of be like a gimmicky one and done product? Was, and here we are like 4 years later. But I think, like, looking back at hindsight, I think Pico, if they had the choice, if Pico 1 games were sprinkled across all 4 of these collections, it would have made Pico stronger just in general, but it wasn't. And so it's like, it was an arcade. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, Mike, like the arcade games. Yes. We need more stuff. Pico 1 arcade, I did enjoy that. And I did enjoy, like Galeco, which is like Pico in disguise. Like those arcade collections are great. Like we need more of that. What was funny that I said nothing? Pico Chew, like chew, like bubblegum?
No, like the Pokemon.
Oh, I have like a weird. There we go. Sorry. I had a weird like little thing on me that was driving me nuts. So yeah, I mean, listen, it's fun discovery. I do enjoy the initial discovery, making videos, and it is fun to play on stream and get frustrated and all that. But yeah, play Risky Woods, and then let me. And my God. And then let me know like how, because like that's just one of the most like frustrating trolling games.
We'll have to see, and that's going to be quite a while.
Yeah. No, and to be fair, like maybe like puzzle game. Like, listen, I can't help like puzzle games. I do compare everything to Tetris. Kind of like the fun. I know like nothing could like for me like nothing could like beat that, but maybe that's not fair. All I know is Blaze hurting their sales. Yeah, I agree. See, that's my frustration, Dan. Is that I wish I feel like there's times where they maybe need to not reveal everything. Like they do the opposite of what they should be doing for marketing. Not just like, yes, they need to tell us. Like, why wouldn't you say what the hell the alpha is so people can make, or are they thinking that if people know what the alpha is, then they won't buy the EXPR?
They haven't announced it.
Yeah.
So why would they tell anything about something they haven't announced yet?
Because
we've only seen clues. Like, there's a web page that has no link to it because it's just sitting out there in the ether, and then a mention on the box of a controller, and that's it.
Yeah, but there's a few reasons. Yeah, and it's funny, like people discover the page and like figured that out. But here's the thing, though. I hope that they're not going to reveal it because I wonder if they're like, hey, we got to push our EXPR sales first. I hope they're not doing it for that. Because we don't know. Is this something that you would want to have in addition to it? Like, is it an inflated?
That's what I'm confused about. Why they're doing this Evercade VSR hardware that's literally virtually exactly the same thing as a VS. It's just a little cheaper. And then they're still going to have another piece of hardware coming out that, like, why not announce all the hardware at once so people can decide what they want to have instead of saying, okay, here's a VSR, is somebody going to buy that? And then they come out with something else that says, oh, I would have bought that instead.
Exactly. So that's why I don't know. Are they doing this to appeal to their shareholders? Be like, hey, check this out. We a bunch of people have jumped on these sales for. I don't know. It's frustrating.
I mean, it'll become clearer once they announce what the alpha is.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it'll be something even more confusing. Like, what are they doing?
Oh, I've had Jason. I would agree that Skull Jagger. Yeah, that's the better game. That is the better game because they, like Glover is like, I think I maybe just got past the tutorial, but again, that's not necessarily Glover's fault. That just might be like 3D games in general. But I think Glover will be better with analog. I'd be curious. No, so Blade, apparently they're not doing the showcases, which I think is dumb. And I'll say it, I don't understand. I love the showcases. I thought it kind of was like a niche. It gave like Blaze its own thing. I don't, the few people that said that they don't like it. Yeah, cheaper entry point for new users. I get that, but see, the thing though is they can't like. So here's the thing: if that's the case, then is this alpha for existing customers? Like they can't forget about us, like the existing cover from Lace. I'm buying a Ralpha, a Ralpha. That'll be the Evercade. Yeah, form the Evercade Voltron. Yeah, so that's. I just think they just need to let us know like what the hell it is. Oh my god, I don't know if it's part of my shirt or. Oh, you know what? I think that is part of the shirt, the little stars. Sorry. Anyways, I'm distracting myself. But yeah, no, I do want to know because it's like, okay, if this is something like a few $100s, then like I have to calculate how much I have in my Evercade fund, how many more cards this year, and like, do I want to spend that? If it's like only like $50 and it seems cool, okay, then I'll pick. You know what I mean? Then I'll pick it up. But I want to know. I want to know what it is. And maybe it is like a Namco countercade that can play Evercade cards, something like that. You know what I mean? Or is it?
Well, if that was the case, why would you be able to plug a controller into it?
Because on a lot of countercades you can do that.
Because, so like you can, which ones?
Like I think like NBA Jam. I think you can do. I'm missing it, but that weird off-brand one. Some of them they only have like one controller, so that's not an uncommon. That's you know what? It could be like all like those like little RepliCade arcades. You can plug in a real controller. So I think that's, or what if the alpha? See, would they do something that's? I don't think they would do something that's not cartless. Like I think if it's going to be like, hey, here's a Namco tabletop, and you can plug in, you can use controllers, you can use Evercade carts. You know, like you know what? Actually, what might be kind of cool about that, because if it had like its own screen. Then I'm like, then maybe that might, but then maybe it might be easier to position. I don't know.
Are we looking too far in the future instead of the now? Yeah. I'd say don't even worry about the alpha for right now.
Yeah.
It exists. It's going to exist, but you don't know what it is. Just hold tight. It's like when there's a movie that you know of that's going to be coming out, and they put out a teaser trailer instead of the actual trailer that doesn't really show you much of anything. And you're like, oh, I wish I could have seen the regular trailer. Well, I just gotta wait.
Yeah, but see, to me, I kind of look at this like when like the Steam Deck OLED came out, right? Like people only kind of knew because they data mined some things, and then I want to say it came out pretty quickly, so it let people, and then it dropped the price of like the existing Steam Deck, so people could make an informed decision: do I want to spend the money on the OLED screen, or do I want to get like the OG LCD? That's what I'm thinking for this. Like, we don't even know. Is this going to be like a pro version of the VS? I don't think it's going to play like exclusive cartridges that like emulate PS2. It's like I'm pretty sure it's not going to have that. Maybe exclusive games.
The fact that it's called Alpha makes me think that it's not going to have as many capabilities as the regular VS.
Yeah.
Like it might just be, my guess is it's just a one cartridge slot VS with two controller parts. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my guess is just a cheaper VS. Or yeah. That's what but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong.
We'll find out. What I don't understand is why wouldn't they just announce all the hardware at once? Like I'm just trying to figure out why are they spreading it out? And I do agree kind of, I think maybe it is kind of hurting their sales. For the newer market, for people that want to get into Evercade, I'll be like, I think if you want to get into Evercade, sure, get one of those devices, unless like the Alpha does that plus more, and it's only like an extra $50, and it does all these other cool things. You know what I mean? So is it like a better vertical handheld? No, because that's what I was going to say earlier. Like for me, like for the Super Pocket, it's not the screen, is only some things like some games like Atari or whatnot are a little bit too tiny. For me, it's more the form factor, like the crampness, and then the D-pad. That's kind of what I don't like about the Super Pocket as much. Like an Evercade Junior, right? Like a little, like if they made a big, like if they made
that's the Super Pocket. That's the Evercade Junior.
I love. Yeah, I know. What if that would be hilarious, Crow? What if this was like if they used that name like Evercade Junior, but they called it an alpha already. But I like that, like marketing towards kids. I don't know, but yeah, I think that they need to give us some hint. They need to show us something. Part of me is kind of hoping that like one of the Amazons will like leak it so we can know what it is. You know what I mean?
One of the Amazons.
Like Amazon, like Amazon UK.
I know what you mean, but it just sounds funny. One of the Amazons.
Yeah, I know. Or like one of the, because usually it's either like Amazon UK has been leaking stuff, or sometimes it could be like, I don't know, like on a like some other something like usually some other country's site, like I don't know, Amazon Germany, or I don't know. I'm trying to remember where the last, why don't I want to say it was Brazil. I don't know, but something like that. Picture Wonder Woman leaking Blaze news now. Yeah. I can't see Blaze releasing a new EXP in V. Yeah, exactly. See, I don't like. Listen, I think Blaze knows their market is up until PS1, and possibly including 60. Like, if they have to make a device more powerful, then you're getting into the handheld market.
I can't see it either. But like, what in the world could they possibly be releasing that would take an Evercade controller otherwise?
Well, they're calling it. That's why I think it's either going to be even a cheaper VS that we talked about, or it's some type of like countercade that can play Evercade carts, and you can plug in the controllers. That's because let's say if it had like two built-in joysticks and you can add two more. I don't know. That's it is kind of weird. But then I'm like, if it is like if they are going into the one up, like, do many people want that? Would I want that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. But you see, but what would it be though? It's not going to be a console with just built-in games and not a cartridge slot. Hell, even the Super. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm wondering. If it didn't take controller ports, that tells us it has to be some type of console, right? Like, it couldn't be like a fight stick that you could also plug, or could it? That would be weird. Why would they call
yeah,
that
fight stick that you could plug another controller in.
Yeah, wouldn't that be weird? I'm just trying to think like what other accessories. All I know is I can definitely tell you it's not going to be a higher end VS that only plays that only emulates let's say like Dream, that can emulate past the Evercade's capabilities. I know it's not going to be that, because with what they've just came out going the cheaper route, I don't see them making something too higher end and splitting the market, because it would suck if you couldn't play those carts on like your it's got spit on the monitor. It would suck if you couldn't play those carts on the new console that you just spent $100 for. So I don't think they'll do that. I think that's maybe the one thing that we all know. I mean, it could be a pro model, but what else hardware wise could they add not in the firmware? You know what I mean?
Like I said, I think it's just.
What about a handheld that fits in a controller with? See, maybe, or like what not like that Atari console that has like a built-in trackball. Maybe they're doing something like that. A keyboard with a cartridge slot that could emulate. Ooh, okay, that would be cool. A new Capcom games built. You see, you know what? That would kind of be a possibility. Like a, you know what? You know what? I think Crashland might be right. Do you think maybe they're releasing a VS that's just like an extra like $30 to $50, and it has like something like that, but like it has like some exclusive built-in collections? You think that maybe could be a Crow? I mean, I guess it could make sense, because they're getting rid of Capcom.
That doesn't make sense. What you're talking about is like a Super Pocket with built-in games, except this time it's a console.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Like, are we overthinking it? But it would.
No, you're overthinking it. It's probably something much simpler than that.
Yeah. Aside from the mini
it's
arcade,
probably just an Evercade VS with an alternate configuration.
Yeah. But what would that configuration be, and why are they calling it?
Like I'm telling you, one cartridge slot, 2 USB ports.
Yeah, that was my initial thought.
A smaller Evercade VS. That's what because that's what the name Alpha leads me to believe, that it is an alpha version of something.
Oh my god, I would just die if it was. Oh my god, if that was
But then
if it was,
okay, yeah, then you're gonna plug a controller in it.
well, you know what? Yes,
No.
because you could do that. Yes, and you could. Yeah, I know what you mean. It'd be crazy, but yeah. If Capcom is involved, look at the Capcom products they've released before. See, and I've said that like that they are coming out with 2 accessories. Don't forget, we don't know about what the second one is, and I was thinking they would come out with some type of exclusive like arcade stick, and you plug that in the VS, and then it unlocks, and as long as that arcade stick is plugged in, now you can play like your Street Fighters and like a bunch of like fighting games on the VS, and you can use it as an arcade stick. But that would be the second accessory. I don't think that would be the alpha. It's a VR headset that makes you sicker than a. Oh god. Yeah. So much. I mean, God, so much speculation. But yeah, I think like just people are just wanting to know like for budgetary. Is this something that I need to buy? Is this something that I need to buy that's going to enhance the way I play Evercade games? You know what I mean? That's what I think people want to know. That's what I want to know. Is this gonna be dependent upon that? Because it's kind of funny because, and again, kind of comparing it to the Steam Deck, right? Or like or even like let's say like a better comparison would be like the PS4, right? Like when the PS4 Pro came out, then you're like, hey, I'm not missing anything. Doesn't matter, do I really need that extra stuff? But to your point, Crow, it's like, yeah, if it is something like the Alpha, and all of us are making a big deal, and it's like, yeah, it's a lower end console. You guys don't need to worry.
Yeah, I don't think you need to get excited over it.
Yeah, well, then that's the other. Could it be an accessory? Well, you know what? Here's the thing, Ian, is that I think because we saw that you could plug a controller into it, that's what's leading us to believe it's a console. What other accessory could it be?
I mean, it could be something weird. It could be a multi-tap, like you said. I don't know.
A multi-tap, yeah. That would be funny. What if it's oh my god. What if it's a multi-tap and then like there's like a Bomberman like Giga Kart with like all the so you can play more than 4 players. It could be something.
I don't know if they would do that just for that, because most multiplayer games are 4-player and it already has 4 ports. Multi-taps were really for consoles that only had 2 or 1 controller ports.
True, like the TurboGrafx, yeah. Well, but I mean, we do have 10 carts. Plus, you could play the full library. Not enough money made for Konami. Sell 5 to 10. But see, it's like listen. I get maybe they think that, but it's like it's an additional money, and they literally have to do nothing. They just have to put a stamp of approval on it. So I don't know why.
Well, I mean, there's more to it than just that. They don't want to be giving out their stuff to just anybody, even if they're collecting money from it.
Hey, Philippe.
And sometimes they just don't do things because they don't think they're going to get enough profit.
Yeah.
Make it worthwhile.
Because companies want money. I think I think what it is just they don't want something to hurt their brand or take away.
Yeah, they don't want.
No, that's the decision. Hey, Lucy. You know what? Oh, you know what? I forgot. I've said that before. You know what? If it was a dock, that would actually make sense because we don't have with the new EXPR. Then you can't.
Yeah, actually, that's the best explanation I've heard so far. It's a dock for the Evercade EXP. It'll let you play your EXP on your television with a controller. That is the best explanation I've heard so far.
You know what? Actually, it would be fun. It would be it would be awesome. Okay, if it was a dock that could work with the EXPR and the OG Evercade and the Super Pocket. Oh my! Especially the Super Pocket. I would, and it was like $50 or less. I would get it for that.
I don't think it'll work with a Super Pocket. I mean, could, but I don't know. Depends on what they put out, But maybe it would. That would let you play Taito and Capcom games on your TV.
Yeah, and not only that, then you could also play Namco with a real controller with like Evercade.
Yeah, you could play Street Fighter with an actual controller on the Evercade.
Yes. Well, so yeah, because they would I would assume that they would make it compatible with the regular EXP, even though you could plug it in. But you could, yeah. So I think that would be great. Yeah, we've been talking about better perform, but like maybe in the like it would load like PlayStation games faster because that and N64 games faster. That would be the only, once you're into those games, they work fine. It's just it could be, but what if it was a Power Glove? Yeah, I think you know what I think a dock would be, yes. I think that's the most logical, a dock that you could plug in at least the EX. If you could only plug in the EXPR, then that would be lame as hell. That would be so dumb. And then if Blaze said, well, you couldn't use, if that was the case, Blaze would probably say, oh, well, you can't use the EXP because the HDMI port, which would be BS. It would be kind of more like Capcom didn't want us to do it. But I don't think they would do that. I think that if they do that, it's got to at least work with the EXPs and maybe the OG, right? And then you can use your controllers and all that. I mean, I don't know, but Rob the Robot. Yeah, so a dock that would make.
Yeah,
would
you said with Rob. But
I'm curious, though,
like if you're going to go that far, then like you could plug in original, like you have different controller ports and be able to plug in any system controller you want, like the original.
Yeah. I wonder, you know what, and I wonder then too if the dock, like, if that is the case, if the dock could also be used, let's say, like not plugged into a TV, so you could take your EXP, like stand it up, and you could still plug in a controller. So I wonder if it's going to be for two purposes: people that want to plug it into a TV, people that want to use other controllers, and maybe that's when we hear about analog support is released and all that. You know what I mean? So people that are on the fence: should I get a VS? Should I get an EXP? Well, now for the cost of what the old EXP was, you can buy it with a dock. I'm assuming that's if it's $50. If they make the dock $100, I think that'll be a little bit pricey for what it is, unless you get some extra. You know what I mean? Yes, you get some extra stuff.
Yep.
But we'll just have to see. But yeah, if it's not compatible,
yeah, that sounds more logical, to be honest. The dock.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think too a dock that a dock that'll work with the Super Pocket. Although I hope it has better compatibility than like the EXP with capture cards, because that did kind of irritate me. I'm like, the lower tech, all that stuff works. What did you guys do different? And they're like, got a new capture card. It's like, I think their response, but whatever. Do I need to get like a shadow cast or something that's more compatible? I don't know, but yeah, all good stuff. I'm glad. Thank you, Lucy, for bringing that up, because I think we all lost track that the Alpha could be a dock, and I could see that working around the branding and all that, because they just don't want to call it like an EverDock, because then we'll know exactly what it is. I think that's why they did that, to put the mystery around it. They want to. Do you think they want to be more like the Switch? Kind of give people that. Well, I could plug in my Switch to do that. I can plug in my Steam Deck.
Well, you could already plug your EXP into a television. You wouldn't be able to do that with the XPR though. So maybe that's why they're going to come out with this dock too.
Yeah, because that way that was the way for them to keep the EXP down, supposedly have more battery life, not drain as much power, and then still appease the audience. I think it would have to be $50 or less, because if it was the same cost.
Oh man, if it's just a dock, I would expect it to be a lot cheaper than $50.
like 30, yeah.
Yeah, 30, no more than 30.
Yeah. Because then it would be like, what would be the point when you could just buy like when you could get like a VS? Yeah. I'm thinking that they do that, and that maybe it's also if the OG Evercade could work with it too, but I don't know if it has that capability through the USB-C. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, I think the USB-C. I think the problem is it depends on what the USB-C connection is for, and I think it can transfer data, because we don't have any way to update a Super Pocket, do we? They haven't done any sort of Super Pocket update. I mean, they said it's possible. Is there an update for the Super Pocket that's out?
Yeah, that lets you play Cathedral and Donut Dodo.
Oh, okay.
Like
I was like
yeah,
not
yeah.
aware. I guess is it on? It's not on the Evercade website then.
No,
It's gotta be
you got to
somewhere
go to
else.
Hyper. You got to go to Hyper
That's
Megatech.
okay.
And then it
So,
updates. It uses the same software that like the OG ever. Actually, you have to like uninstall that software and then that
but
works.
yeah,
But
so since you can do data transfers, then you should be able to, use it as a dock port.
yeah, I would think with a firmware update, a mini desktop with keyboard, yeah, to represent DOS. Maybe I could see some maybe some standalone keyboard and then Doom. No, that would be awesome. And then you could pop in and play like Duke Nukem. That would be cool, but yeah, I think that would be more I think a dock would be the most practical. Because it competes. Then it's like Analog Pocket has a dock, Steam Deck has a dock, all the other handhelds have a dock, the mainstream ones, and then I think it's good. And I'm out of coffee. Yeah, I hope that's something. I hope that's what it is. That would make it the most practical. And then I wonder how many controller ports would it have on it? Would it maybe probably 2 that you could plug in, or maybe at least, or maybe even it'd have to be 2 for first and second player because no one's going to use the dock. It says, "All right, a complete side idea. We have the Nintendo World Cup, World Championship product. How about Evercade having it on my leaderboard?" Yes, I know. Totally. Oh, there is. You know what? There is one other thing that it could have on the dock too. We could actually have like an Ethernet port.
I guess.
Do you think
But I think it'd be kind of pointless since all these devices, well, except for the Super Pocket, but that wouldn't.
And the OG, yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah.
But like they already have Wi-Fi, so why bother adding more to the cost to have an Ethernet port? How many people are running Ethernet cables to things anyway? I think most people are just don't even bother with that because most devices are already Wi-Fi capable.
Yeah. No, I hear you. My desktop. No, the only reason why I even bothered to plug it in like my Steam Deck dock because just for like larger games, it can just download stuff a little bit faster. And the Steam Deck requires a lot of updates and patching for games and all that. But like, yeah, to your point, yeah, the Evercade, you only use it maybe once a month to like actually download something to do updates. Yeah, no, exactly. They really, yeah, pretty much maybe twice if they come out with a hot fix. Took me back to the OG days, yeah. As brought up on a previous card, can we get a 3-game challenge special over a firmware update? And oh my god, dude, that would be great. That would be great. Yeah, see, that's the thing I'm afraid of, Sucker MC. If it only works with the EXP, yeah, exactly. I wouldn't buy it because I don't have. Yeah, that would be the only. That would be the only thing. If it only works for that, then that would blow. Because it's like, then the only yes, if it does work for that, then I guess what you can play your Namcos with a real controller,
If they did do a dock, it would have to work with both at least the Evercade EXP and the XPR. It doesn't make it because they're practically the same. They've got exactly the same ports in exactly the same position, except for the HDMI out on the XPR. So, and it's the same hardware. It would make no sense for it to work in one and not the other.
I agree. Yeah, that would be. No, we do need more. We do need more arcade game, and I think one of the reasons we kind of went down that route is I remember like Pete's been saying for a while he would hope to have like some type of Evercade like multi-cade at 10 slots, and then I was like, well, we haven't had any arcade announcements this year, so that kind of are they waiting and holding out? Just like I don't know. I'd hope. Looking at Alpha logo, it looks arcadey. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, it kind of does. So that's I'm hoping we could get, or maybe like the second Giga cart is an arcade cart, and we just like some larger arcade. I don't know. You know what I mean? I wonder. See, I guess the only thing if it is more powerful, that kind of goes back to maybe loading the games faster. But then again, you can play Glover like on the OG Evercade and on the Super Pocket. So I haven't actually tried that yet, but I would assume it runs the same. But yeah, I don't know whether to be more excited for this or to be more excited about the second Giga cart. What are we going to get on it? Could we magically get like Sega CD or TurboGrafx CD?
I don't think the Giga Carts is that exciting, to be honest. It just means that it's a higher capacity, like cartridge. So, like, just means more CD games they're going to put on a cartridge.
Yeah, no, Immortal, like, I agree with you 100%. How cool would it be, like, when I do my streams and be like, hey, I'm playing this game, who wants to join me? And yes, and then other people, like, see people playing multiplayer and playing yes, 100%. And then not only that, it's like, hey, if you heard about this, I'm playing with my friend. Yeah, you can play all over the world. And pay close attention to what a company named New Wave Toys is introducing on Friday, May 17th, potentially creating a new category. Really?
It's funny. It's New Wave. I do have something from New Wave. It's this in this box. It's a Slurp cup and coins and gum pack. It's literally just a little cup, coins, and gum.
Huh. What's the point of that?
Well, the point is that the reason I bought this is because I have their change machine that's like a USB hub. So it looks like an old school change machine. And I lost all the change that was in it.
Oh.
Because I moved it around so much and I keep forgetting that there's little coins that were in the coin tray. And eventually I was like, oh, crap, I lost the coins. So I was like, I was kind of hoping they would release something where I could get more coins.
Okay, that makes sense. No, not yet. I'm purposely waiting because that's going to probably be my video like next week. The reason
they're calling it a Slurp cup is because I don't know about overseas or anything, is because we have a thing here called the Slurpee. I think like 7-Eleven, it's called the Slurpee, yes. But that's a trademark name, so they can't use it Slurpee, so they just shortened it to Slurp.
Exactly, and that's why everywhere else they call it I think maybe Icy might be a trademark name too, but it's similar.
Icy is a trademark name as well.
Yeah, dock plus LAN cable. Yeah, they might. I mean, see the LAN like that would only be like if they decide to do multiplayer online, then yeah, maybe you'd want like a better connection. Where's the back there on my cards and Wallace? They have been sitting on the shelf too. Oh no, that's like my biggest fear. Actually, that would like really suck to have happen with like a legacy card. It's like, no. It's a replica. Yeah, exactly. The new product. Oh, the new product will be revealed.
I got the mini pin pre-ordered. That's the one I'm waiting for. It's like a miniature pinball machine. But the only and I have, do I have it right here? Yeah, I do. I have, this is also from New Wave, the cassette, but it's not really a cassette. This is a USB hub. Also, let's see if I can get it here. I keep forgetting. I think I have so much stuff from them that's not.
I should just make
I have the boom box, little boom box that has a little cassette in it. Little cassette.
That's neat. Oh, you got the black. Actually, the Zoltar is pretty cool. I saw Retro Ralph did a video on that like a long time. The Zoltar.
Oh yeah, I got the black hole non-playable. Yeah, that's what I have on pre-order. I couldn't resist, even if it wasn't playable.
Okay, so here's my kind of whole thing. Like, okay, if I had a choice where I was just wanting to capture nostalgia and purely for something to look at, and I had money to burn, I think I would go with the RepliCade line of products over an Arcade 1-Up because you do get something quality. Technically, they're playable. One could argue maybe more playable than Arcade 1-Up. No, usually you can plug those like into a TV and do HDMI. But those, like if I wanted something just to sit on a shelf and look nice and not take up much space, I think I would do that because I would rather have like some type of better like multi-cade.
New Wave RepliCades, they're actual replicas. Like they're designed to look exactly like the Arcade 1-Ups are not. Sometimes they might have molding designed to, but they're really meant to be a little cheap. They're supposed to be cheap, but they've gotten way more too expensive.
Yeah, I know.
Like I have the first 5 of them. I got the first 5 of them for $150 each.
That's what I was. Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. And you got those over time, and now it's like you could probably buy the cost of like 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 one new arcade 1-up would be like the cost of all 5 of those. That's
Yeah, it's like their new ones are like at least $600.
yeah. But like that was kind of the joke initial arcade 1-up. It's like, hey, here's something that's like kind of more of a kid's toy that's cheaper quality, but you can find that retails for 300. If you look hard, you can get them for half. That, you know what I mean? And that's what they were kind of like worth it on sale.
But then
I don't know.
they keep releasing the same games over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like the Pac-Man one. Like the Pac-Man one I have only has 2 Pac-Man games on it. It has Pac-Man and the other Pac-Man, the harder one. And I like that one actually. But then they came out with the same thing again, except now it has 6 games. And then they come out with the same thing again, except it's got 12 games.
Truthfully though, I don't know, like if I had, let's say, like, okay, if I had, let's say, something that was like a modern, let's say it just had Miss Pac-Man on it, but it was like good quality, had like the right type of LCD, I had like quality controls, had like maybe an online leaderboard and all that, and it was like $100 or something, I could actually be happy because like the neat thing is about, with like the older arcade machines, it's just like being able to jump on, play that one game, like not getting lost in a multicade. So that's actually not a bad thing if it has like a decent screen and controls. You know what I mean? Like that would be the only thing I would be afraid of, like getting something like a vintage like Pac-Man or like Miss Pac-Man machine. It's like, is it going to die? You know what I mean? Like,
well, you can usually repair those. They're meant to be fixed,
Yeah,
you could.
You could. I don't.
It's like maybe the pinball machine. Pinball machine is definitely gonna run into issues somewhere down the line. You're gonna have to fix it.
Even like the modern ones that are like $5 to $10 grand for home use.
Yeah, especially the modern ones. Any pinball machine, you got a big giant metal ball, whipping around, knocking into things. Something's gonna break. There's tons of mechanical parts. Something's gonna go bad. I had to replace. I have the Stern Star Trek. I've had that since it was new, and I've had to replace a few things on it.
Really?
Yeah, solenoids break, they die. A light bulb might need to be replaced.
How many years have you had that?
2004, like over 10 years.
Okay. And I would imagine that's probably
depends on how much you play it too.
Yeah.
But I have 4 other pinball machines, and every single one of them that I bought, I've needed to fix something right away on them.
Wow.
They're from the 80s.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Like I bought them where they needed to be repaired. But then again, I only spent like $200 on each of them.
Well, see, that's fine. That's what. But like, if you're buying like one of those newer ones that are like 10 grand, or like, you should not. My God, that should either come with a lifetime.
No, you're going to have to get them fixed. That's why there's pinball repair people that will go to people's houses. Hobby. Yeah, it is. So if you can afford like a $10,000 machine, that's why arcades don't really carry pinball machines anymore. It's because they need to be repaired more frequently than arcade machines. Yeah,
makes sense. More use, more moving parts. That's true. You have a metal ball beating the crap out of everything, like going through.
Yeah. Balls will get stuck. They'll get put. You'll have to take it apart to put something back. The way it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
People mod their machines too. Like they'll buy little modifications and add things.
But at the same time, though, I do expect like for spending $20 on an Evercade cart that it'll work indefinitely. Oh, woohoo! Thank you so much, Sucker MC, for gifting a membership. Awesome. Let's see if we can see who got it. Let's see if we can see. It'd be funny if Andrew was like lurking. Let me see. I like to see if sometimes it'll say. I know, not yet. YouTube. I will say that like for creators, like on the back end, like the YouTube interface is so bad when it comes to memberships. Like it does. Like I don't get an alert of who joined. Like I have to check it on my phone. It doesn't see who were like what were gifted memberships, what weren't. It's like okay, it's still thinking, but yeah. Oh, Jaden79. Very cool. Very cool. Enjoy. As I always tell everybody, who gets a new membership. It's a requirement. You have to watch the one man show.
It didn't used to be a requirement.
But I make it that.
Well, now
because,
I'm not gonna become a member. I don't have to watch it.
Oh my! Well, here's the reason. Because I honestly feel like the one man show, that's a great example of like my weirdness, and I kind of feel like that. Like if you got some enjoyment from the one man show, then you know you belong in the memberships, or if it made you laugh at least, right? Then that's kind of the goal. Hey, Rigatoni. At least it's not under the $500 category. Yeah. Production value. Yeah. Oh, so I will say, when I asked my last members, so far we have because I put it out there, hey, like, you want me to go over my, like, anybody curious on like my, because you kind of see this one tat here, but people don't know this. I have
don't waste your money, Immortal Sojourn.
Yeah. So like I asked channel members like, hey, do you want me to show all my tattoos? Kind of go over there because it is like a human biography. Do you want another chip? Do you want like another chiptune Ed? I can my Garbage Pail Kids. Like I have some stories behind that, like why I had to rebuy my collection as an adult. Or do you want to see my trimmed down like DVD collection that'll like things like the MST3K box sets I kept in very small VHS. So far, 2 people, Immortal was one of them, were interested in tats. So I do monthly video. I'll give myself a plug for a second. I do monthly videos where I do something totally that's like Ed weirdness, different or more insight to me, and then I do like weekly like members only. And then right now we're thinking about adding a members only Discord. So like I ask people to vote. Just note that if we do get votes on that, I will ask for at least 2 of you all to volunteer to be like moderators. Although I don't think it would be big, but in case like a troll like sneaks in through the back door, I need somebody to like banish it. Besides Magic the Gathering, retro games I've also gotten into model train. Oh my god, no, dude! I'm not surprised. My father was into model toy trains big time, and I can remember like 20 or 30 years ago it being expensive. And that was actually that. So I was like, fun fact. So when I was younger and a teenager, my dad would.
Fun fact.
I love that. We would so like he was an expert, like he was totally into it because his dad was. He had like the pricing guides, and we'd go to auctions and things and look at different lots. And it's amazing like how if a lot is just like dirty with dust, you could back in the talking like 20, 30 years ago, you could, probably 30 years ago, you could get them cheaper, clean them up, and let's say you could buy like a lot maybe for like $50. But then maybe there would be like 10 trains or 20 trains you could sell for like, for that price or maybe a little bit less. So yeah, I did have something fun, an activity that I could do, with me and my father. And yeah, it was kind of crazy. Oh my God, Immortal Sojourn. Thank you. I love gifted memberships because it gives people an insight and helps grow the channel. So yeah. And I did have like a lot of fun. Well, so again, this is going back like 30 years, but the great thing is, not great that I lived in Iowa, but like we would go to a place like Chicago, had like a big road. It was like 5 hours from there. And that's how I got like some of those like Star Wars figures behind me, is I would get to go that. And like back then, like my dad, he would pay me like $100. Like, we would go like once every 2 weeks. And that, especially then for like a teenager, that was a lot of money. I would do all the driving. I would help him set up and back. And then if we did really good, I would get like a bonus. We'd go to Best Buy, and I'd usually always buy like CDs and stuff for like some PC games and all that. Wait, this is a contest because Crow plays pinball and something you're not ready for yet.
Wait, what? What contest?
I know. What? Yeah, I know. What contest? Oh, talking about. Oh, I'm match suck. Oh, yeah. What am I missing on the chat? The threat of singing keeps me.
Oh.
No, but it's not singing though. It's just more like me doing like do 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 do, like that's kind of a quick thing, but that's
it's a free preview.
Yeah, actually, kind of a free preview. Maybe I ought to do that, but like what so like what I did, and ended up being like over like 30. I think it ended up being like 30 minutes, but I had Spotify on the screen and I was playing it through my phone, and then I had those earbuds in, and so as I was listening to, I didn't rehearse or anything. But I do like costume changes for put on the shirts for the songs that I had, and I would like pause it and come back. So that was done all in one take, and I didn't know how it turned out into the end, and all that. And then then the one time I thought I like at Castlevania, I had to remove because I wasn't paying attention to OBS when you could pause and unpause it. And that one was actually like missed. But and then after that, I was kind of like, okay, I'm out of breath to re-record. But I had so much fun. Thank you. Yeah, he likes to hum. Actually, I think it was Immortal, or no, it was either you or Taz or somebody when I didn't have audio working on my stream, and they said, "Could you hum like Donut Dodo?" And that's how it started. I was providing the audio. Hey, archive gig. Oh my God, Dan Nastic, thank you so much. Wow, you guys are gifting stuff left and right. That is so awesome. We'll have to see who gets it. But yeah, I have I have fun getting to be even my weirder self, as what I'm trying to say for channel members, and even like on live streams, I kind of do that. Here I am, but it's yeah, like I said, it's me even being weirder. You've watched my streams, Crow.
Yes, because although you stream way too late, like because I'm like already in bed, and I'm like looking at YouTube in bed. I'm like, why is Ed still streaming?
Yeah. Well, Friday, like so here's the Friday nights. Yeah, like I was up. So here's what it depends upon. It depends on how many people join and how much interaction. Because there've been sometimes, let's say, like if I get like 5 people viewing, there isn't going to be as much interaction. And yeah, I understand like during like a Wednesday or Tuesday, not as much. And those will usually end like, maybe depending by midnight. But like on a Friday night when it's up to like 15, 20 people and everyone's like bringing up awesome topics, then I catch my second wind, and then it's more of when I wind down and I start like even like sucking more at games and getting tired.
I'm actually on a roll.
Damn, you're still playing that. Cool.
Yeah, but look at the scores I'm getting on this now.
That is insane.
Watch this.
No, I hear you. So here's what's funny though.
25 million.
Damn, dude. Like, what's funny, like Colin, I don't know if it's still in the chat. Like, I want to say, like, if I'm up until midnight or so, like, I want to say, I think it's or maybe it's like 1. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. So, like, he'll pop on. Yeah, catch on the replay or something like with the birthday show. That's why I tried to go like a little bit earlier. No, I get that, and I appreciate too, like how some of you all will just like jump in and be like, just came to say hi. And I it's one of those things where like if I can, I try to accommodate like other time zones. But it's difficult. Just like I understand it's difficult for people to stay up late. So no, I get all that.
You can't accommodate every time zone.
Yeah. But the great thing is, I mean, like there's always at least like a handful of you all there, and all that. But like Sprout Man is always there, which is kind of funny. That was kind of like his joke, like Sprout Man is always here, except at Evercast. No, he probably is. But yeah, that's what the replays are for, and then you can go and you can kind of like skip around to wherever. And then also too on the replays, I'm not on the replays, on live streaming, that's where I get to do like Evercade adjacent stuff. Like, hey, this should belong in Evercade, and play like indie like last night, like that's what I was I was streaming like a robot named Fight like a lot. I think I had like a good like 20 or 30-minute run, which might have been like my longest run. I know why, Crow. I found it's kind of like this, like I found like the stasis pod that like if you die you get like a revive.
Yes, yeah, there's that too. It's like a save point, a checkpoint almost.
Yes. Yeah, which is funny because when I stepped into that, like I'm like nothing happened, and then when I died on the boss, I'm like, oh, I get a second chance, and then I noticed in the upper right
you get the revive back. It's like making it a copy of yourself.
Yeah. What I love to do with roguelikes like that is I purposely don't like to look up guides and all, like and then at some point then I do. I'm like, okay, now that I've had fun playing around, what do I actually need to do to beat the thing? And like kind of like you were saying earlier, once you beat certain bosses, it makes other like double jump, like the speed boots or whatever. Like it makes those items available for you to get, which is neat. Accommodate. Oh, what? So get this. You know what somebody suggested last night? They're like, what if you just stayed up and what if you like just stayed up? Like, no. I think Mr. Shua suggested like, hey, when you get to 2,000 subs, maybe stay up all night, like and into Evercast. I'm like, oh my god, that would be a long stream. Like, and Crow, doesn't YouTube like the longest you can have anything recorded is 12 hours, right?
You know what? I've seen people do it for a really long time, like a really long. But the longest I was able to upload anything was 10 hours. Like after 10 hours, there's maybe it has to do with like the resolution of the video or something. But that's why my cathedral video was broken up into 2 parts, because I couldn't have neither of them was longer than 10 hours.
Because the reason why I ask is, wouldn't it be funny if I stayed up late and I did that, and then I just and I didn't start the like I just continued it like into Evercade.
Well, the stream's different. I think the stream can just keep going.
Okay. Because I was like, what if I just continued it like into Evercast, and then if that is the case, I wouldn't have to worry about it resetting the stream. But then it'd be funny because people on the replay would see like a 10+ hour thing of like Evercast. You know, or I would have to change the title. But yeah. And so the one thing that I will do, like I know there's some YouTubers out there that like, I don't know, I guess they're maybe worried about the algorithm, like they'll just like they'll completely remove streams. I don't do that. I keep them there because I understand.
No, you don't need to worry about removing them anymore because the streams don't count as videos.
Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought, that they don't count as videos, because I'm just like, yeah, I leave, because I see that there's no reason like not to. You
could just leave it up, but yeah, it won't count it as a video.
Yeah. And that's why, I do that, because I understand like, hey, maybe you want to watch it. Maybe you want to, I mean, listen, like there's other sometimes I just like to chill back. Sometimes you want background noise. Sometimes it could be something even good just to fall asleep to. Although I don't know, I might be too hyper for people to fall asleep to, but I get, like one YouTuber, like if I'm watching someone like, I'm probably mispronounce his name, Macchio. He does like a lot of like Game Boy mods and all that live, and he really, actually kind of reminds me of you like a little bit, Crow. Like if you were to like film and like do a mod and like really go into like detail and all types of stuff. But yeah, sometimes that can be good to kind of like fall asleep to, just because it's like you're focused on one thing. And if you're watching, which I love watching like Game Boys things being taken apart, but Oh, you know what I did? Okay. Actually, I'll tell you. Okay, I can speak to that. So here's what I should have done. I was trying out that feature. Okay, and this is me being extra paranoid. So it's because I was using my phone, and I tilted it at an angle. Like I was texting something to my wife, and I don't like, you couldn't really like even see her name or anything or anything else. But I was kind of paranoid. I'm like, could somebody like freeze frame in and zoom in and get that? What I should have done is I didn't really like the blurred. I don't know if it's because of my web browser, but I just meant to like only blur out that last, and it like accidentally blurred out, like it was there during the whole thing. What I should have done is just cut it. I should have choose to cut it.
You had your whole video blurred for a while.
Yeah, in weird spots, but I only meant to. Yeah, I was like, you know what? It's a live thing, So that was. I didn't mean to have, but it went over, it blurred the shirt. I didn't mean to do that. But that was kind of, and again, it was me being paranoid. You couldn't quite see it, but I was like, could somebody like zoom in on it, have the right angle? Some weird person who would be a stalker or troll. Again, me being extremely paranoid. That's why I did that. But yeah, luckily though, you can kind of like, you can cut parts out. I would have done, and maybe I would have done that. Oh, so here's one funny thing that I had to do. I thought with the way that I had like vMeter and all that like set up, and how I had OBS set up, it would only play Evercade or like whatever capture devices. I didn't know it would play everything, and so I forget who it was that brought up like the Butthole Surfers, and I was like, oh my god, and I was playing it thinking not everybody would hear it; they would just see me being weird jamming out to it. And then the next morning when I woke up, it wasn't a copyright strike, because like a copyright, I guess, has to be like whoever's the copyright, like they have to go after you. But it did say like, you're not getting any revenue from it, which is, I was fine with that. But what I didn't want to have happen though is I don't want to cause the attention of somebody coming back a few weeks later. Luckily though, what like YouTube lets you do is you could just choose to mute it. So that's what I did. It was only maybe like a minute. You can choose to mute it. just because I don't want somebody coming back and being like, "Hey, you can't do this," or the only thing that was weird too, like yes, it was. Thank you so much. It was Annie Piranha. Thank you. See, I rely on the chat heavily for this, and I hate that I can't like remember stuff like that. It's like on the the tip of my tongue. But yeah, so and so people in the replay, they see it. I mean, it's fine. You could just skip past it. But it was a lot of fun. The only thing that was weird is like in the past, like let's say for Evercade trailers and whatnot, you could have the music in the background, and there was like no issues. What was weird with the EXPR though is that like it said like you were now doing revenue sharing. I'm like, what? So that almost kind of bugged me more. So like, but but luckily though, I went back in and I put different music. I found like different YouTube music. And I'm glad to know it just wasn't me, because when like Mad Little Pixel put out his video, like he didn't have any audio of it at all. He just kind of showed it in the corner of his screen. I'm like, oh, he probably had figured out the same thing. So yeah, it's just some things are just a little bit annoying. I mean, I get it, and all that. And that's like why with with like the one man show, I'm like not that's I don't think the algorithm. Plus, that's like not monetized. I don't think the algorithm could even like make that out. Although that would be funny. That would be funny if it did, right? That would just be funny. Oh, let me see now. Who got that other membership? Let me see. I am always so curious. Oh, Sarcrush. So yeah, the latest gifted memberships are Jaden79, Sarcrush, and Toxo. So awesome. Like, oh, and somebody called Oliver Jost. Very, 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 very cool. That is awesome. So yeah, I do appreciate that. It does help grow the channel, and highlight again the three folks. Yeah, and it's great because I think people get a preview, and you have some people that look at it, they're good, and then they don't stay, which is fine. I've had some people like, oh, they've rejoined. So it's like it is such an awesome way to help grow the community. The only stipulation that I do, here's a good problem to have, because people do gift so many memberships on my channels. I don't add those gifted memberships to the end screens. Like that's a good problem to have and keep. I don't want that to discourage anything. So what I found a way around that is I kind of call it the trial memberships. I just don't add you to the end of the screen because of that. If you decide to stay, then I will. But otherwise, you get access to everything else. You have like the back catalog of the members only like playlists and all that. You get all the ed emojis and all that. And if enough people vote for it, then get a Discord. But yeah, just so you all, because like the funny thing, because like here's what would be really, because by default those are like super directors, right? And part of what I do in the super director is I say people's name at the end. So that would just be like, oh my God. But no, it's a good problem to have. I love like having to go back in and like rearranging the membership screens and soon it's just going to be scrolling. Oh my good God. Holy, oh my God. Okay. Wow. I gotta, yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Amber, for gifting 5 Evercade Effect memberships. Oh my God. Holy, wow. I gotta, you know what? Usually, yeah. We gotta give like, oh yeah. And that's usually what I do. But for all the gifting memberships, we got to give some more of these. Did I ever took you this night? Oh yeah! Wow, seeing that older background. Here's an older. Took you this night? Yeah! Goes. I just need to cut those down. You know what I need to do? I just need to make a Randy Savage. Oh yeah! I need to like cut that down. But yeah, and then usually what I do too, and this is my real grandfather. This is my real grandfather.
Hell, it's only money, as Rockefeller said.
And then
you are unique.
And my grandmother. So yeah, I gotta see. That was from like their 50th wedding anniversary. I gotta see if I can pull more stuff. But yeah, I usually like to do those. Yes. Oh, I know. Like, and again, so here's the great thing. I know like in the past, people say like Blaze and all that. Yeah, should give my channel more recognition. Well, I agree with that, but it's because of like all the support, all the members, all the viewers, everyone who's, you know, and that's what, and you know, there was a point, and I've kind of talked about this, where I saw like the memberships were growing. There were newer people who were subscribing to the channel. I think around once I got over the 1,000 mark, and then that, you know, that where I got more into doing for the community. So, you know, that's mainly why I do YouTube. So it's just, no, this is just awesome, and it's just like super positivity, and I just, thank you all so much. You know, I think Pete jokingly said, he's like, you'll have more members than subs. that would be
I don't like your subs to give me the diarrhea.
Yeah. Did it? Actually, okay. Here, compare it to this.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I gotta more make like a special thing for when that happens. Yeah, sometimes and please feel free to remind me. I was doing that a lot, like on live streams. But you know, I sometimes just get caught up in the moment. Oh, when are you going live again, Crow? See, there's demand for you too, man.
Oh, well, actually, I'm gonna go live Thursday because that's the day Pinball FX is releasing 5 tables.
Ooh.
I may go live again on Sunday, but that's my issue, is that I've got to make 3 videos. There's 5 tables, 3 packs. They're coming out on the 16th. Yeah, May 16th. But I have a press copy of the game, so I can actually make a video ahead of time. I just need to make videos ahead of time. So I had to stop playing Evercade stuff to play pinball.
Plus, I think like you work over 40 hours a week though, right? Like in your job, like you're pretty.
Yeah, well, I work from home too, so.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's busy, but I know, but I think when
the problem is, like, I could go live, but then I just don't feel like it, and I feel like I get more done.
That's what I was wondering, if it was like a busy thing or what.
When I make the videos, like I could either stream it or I could actually make videos, and since I'm so far behind on the Evercade stuff, I've just been concentrating on that. But now that there's more pinball stuff, now I got to switch back to that.
Yeah. No, I like your pinball videos, because I still haven't pulled the trigger yet to buy one of those tables, but it's just, I like, you know, it's just cool.
What
to
tables
see.
are you talking about? Oh, you mean like in Pinball FX?
Yes, yeah.
I'll tell you what, like, get Pinball FX. It doesn't on Steam. It doesn't matter what platform, because there's free tables.
Yeah, you should do that.
Well, with and also one of the tables is coming out, the Super League Football. It's going to be free for a month on Steam. So as long as you download it within that month, you'll get to keep it and not have to pay for it.
That's awesome. I need to do that.
It's like on Steam and Epic's Game Store, it's 30 days. But for like PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox, you have 7 days.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's good to know. I'll have to give it a shot. I think the only thing, and I don't want to sound like I'm a pinball snob. I guess I'm kind of worried about like the disappointment. Like, I guess you just have to kind of go into it with an open mind and not compare it to a pinball machine. Just know that it's digital and it is, you know, is that kind of what
I mean, they have real pinball machines in there too.
Yeah.
I think one of them is free. I think Fish Tales is still free. But yeah, it's not going to be it's not going to be like playing a real pinball machine, but they're getting closer and closer.
Yeah, you just have to treat it like Alien Crush or any of those
No, it's much better than that.
It's better, yeah.
Like, you could do things in these pinball machines, like in these fake pinball machines, the Pinball FX pinball machines, that you can translate and try and use in real life.
Oh, okay.
It also helps you, like, for real tables, like the Williams tables. It helps you like learn the real tables, so when you play them in real life, you know what you're doing.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, so like if you go to like a real arcade or someplace, that's.
But then you got all the other tables, like all the ones that are coming out now, all 5 of them. They're not based on real tables. but they're usually like have elements to them that you wouldn't have in real life. Like the Pacific Rim one, you've got a giant Jaeger standing in the middle of the table. Like this. Oh, and the football one, it's like soccer, but it's like playing like an actual soccer game, just as pinball. You're gonna
cool.
you have to gain control of the ball, and then you put it to the mini field, and then you've got defenders going back and forth while you're trying to shoot a goal. But depending on how you play, you could actually reduce the number of defenders. There's like the more you play it, the more you learn. And that's actually a really good table, so I wouldn't pass on it.
The effects you can do, you can't do in a real pin over time. Yeah, okay, yeah. No, it's like no, I get it. It's kind of like playing like a digital only like trading card game. You could do more like the animations and things and stuff, and like physical cards you can't. Yeah, no, I kind of that's a good analogy. No, I kind of get that. Yeah, I should just download the free version on my Steam Deck because I think Pete said it plays great.
Yeah, and you're gonna. I think there might be 3 free tables. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3.
Okay,
3 tables. So
somehow I didn't realize that. Okay, so because I saw everything was DLC. That's so at least they give you a few.
Yeah, everything is pretty much DLC, and the program is free to download. But you download it and you get like a table or 2 for free to play.
Yeah,
and those tables do go on sale pretty frequently, so you don't have to pay full price over time.
I was almost gonna like pull the trigger on the start, on the next generation. But yeah, I should probably like play it first, and then the next time when there's sales.
I think you could actually demo them too. I can't remember 100% sure, but I think you could play like a time limit demo.
See, that would be cool.
If they're still doing what they used to do.
No, I bet, and I'm sure probably all the games like by default do they use like the triggers, like the LNR triggers, or you could probably map them if you want.
You can map them, but to be honest, I've never used a control. I don't really use controllers. Like, and even when I don't use the controller I built, I just use the keyboard.
Yeah, because it's just like what? It's just like 2 buttons for the left and right flipper.
Yeah, it's the 2 shift buttons, and then the 2 control buttons are nudging.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I would imagine it would work well. So yeah, it probably doesn't.
You can. Okay, how was Knight Rider? Funny thing is, I've only so far played the Super League football. I don't know why I started playing that one again. Probably because I played it before in Pinball FX 2. And I played it for a really long time, like 2 or 3 hours. And then I played the Pacific Rim. I haven't gotten to any of the Universal ones yet. I'm probably not even going to have a chance to play it today. But tomorrow I plan on playing the Universal ones. But I can't stream it or anything because I can't show anything off in those tables until the 14th. Xena. Yeah, there's Xena. There's Xena, Knight Rider, and Battlestar Galactica, all in one pack.
Okay, that's okay because that's why like before the show you and Pete were talking about battles. Okay, I was like, that's right.
I was like, we were. Yeah, that's the Universal Television pack that's coming out. I wonder how much these things are. The thing is, like with the soccer one, I don't know how much it's going to cost when it is not free anymore.
Gotcha.
But the other ones, let's see if I could.
So it's funny. Okay, so I see who got. It's like Ballistic Coffee. But it does say. What's funny? I want to say that like, I think he's got like 3 or 4 more, which is great. Like he's regot the membership like multiple times, which is awesome. It's like, hey, you don't even have to buy it. If somebody called Musk Ranger 38, which is cool, and like Lamini Pie got it too. And Atari Fan 72. Sweet. So no, it's So anyways, yeah, I'd like to shout that out. So yeah, no, all coolness. What else can I? Oh, I guess the other. I wanted to see. Hold on a second. What else did I want to say? So
yeah, actually, they haven't put up prices for any of these tables yet. And actually, it is past noon, so I should probably get going.
Yeah. No, my brain. I gotta eat. I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah. So okay. So yeah. Yeah,
It's Pinball FX.
cool. So that's what you got going on next week is pretty much your pinball videos.
Yeah, I got to work on making 3 videos, and then I'm gonna try and stream on Thursday unless something happens, and I might stream again on Sunday because there's just a lot of tables
Nice.
that are new.
Nice. So yeah, look out for that when Crow streams. If you're not already subbed, my God, you should be subbed to him too.
And I'm funny. I'm kind of saving the Knight Rider one for last because that's the one I'm most looking forward to playing.
Ooh, sound effects will be cool. That'll be.
And I know that the evil kit is in the table too, car, because it's specifically kit versus car.
Ah, okay. And then
We'll
yeah,
see
if
if,
somebody
we'll see if David Hasselhoff shows up. I doubt it though.
Hey, oh yeah, then Genjo snuck in at the end. Yeah, you missed it all, but yeah, that's all good. it's all good. I think be like, hey guys, catching the tail end. No, that's what I thought. Pinball Wizard. No, so I know some people asked about like the game of the month, like John Hancock's game. That's going to be next week. I'm going to do a video on that. It'll give me a little more time to spend with the Sunsoft 2 and Pico collections for my follow-up video and all that. I think I'll be streaming tonight or later today. I think so, because it's a Saturday, unless something just wacky and crazy happens. And again, thanks for. Just want to highlight one more time. Thanks everybody. I so much appreciate all the gifts and all that. But I also I can't even talk because I have to finish. This is like me at 2:00 in the morning. But again, what I always say to everyone, I appreciate everyone's time hanging out. Everyone who just spends our time with all of us, because without that, these channels wouldn't exist. And I'm going to roll the end intro to thank all our channel members. Thanks so much. Crow, you have the final word before I do that, if there's anything you want to say.
This is absolutely fascinating.
Thank you, Crashline, Mr. Shua, Immortal Sojourn, and Sucker MC!